Right, I am on, what's it called? Good looking bat hooking at Mosquito Cove. It's a route put up by Corey Hall many years ago. I'm using it as part of my learning experience to A, reacquaint myself with aid climbing. I haven't aid climbed in a long while. And B, get acquainted with my rope soloing and get more proficient at doing things by myself. The end goal here is to try and go and climb either Lurking Fear or Zodiac on El Cap by solo, which I think would be pretty fun. So we'll see if we can get that done. So I'm just up here right now, hanging on my hook, and see if I can. So you can see there's my hook. It's pretty good. It's a bat hook. It's mostly what the hooking on this route is. You can see there's my last bat hook, and there's my gear. And so I'm pretty early on the route still. You can see there's my setup. It's a little bit of a mess right now. Don't really like how the rope's going over itself. Not really a big deal, but just kind of aesthetically speaking. Got my backup knot there. You can see I've got my gree set up here, and I'm hanging on my daisy chain on my hook. So I've got maybe one more hook move to get up to that pin there. Maybe some loose rock around it that I could have to deal with. And then there's the rest of the route, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so this is not like super cool. Right, you can see the pin, the rock underneath of it's come out, and the pin is actually bending pretty good whenever I'm putting my body weight on it. So, and I've got right here my last hook, and then my last gear solid bolt is down there. There's a couple things I could do here. I could sling this off a little shorter, but it's actually kind of hard to do with the top of the rock above. I can't get much more in than this hole right here anyway. The other thing, I probably shouldn't be necessarily clipped to this bolt, this pin, because if it does rip, that's just more slack that's going to come out before that catches me. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to see if I can just use this hook here. Seems pretty good. See if I can get past it. Should only be one move up to get to that next bolt. And I'll be feeling a lot better, so see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so wasn't super psyched on this pin. Luckily I got up to here. Would have been a bit of a fall for sure. But it's nice to get onto that bolt and keep moving on. We'll see what that next pin's like. Alright, so I'm a little higher up now. You can see there's some people out in the cove enjoying the day in their boat. I just am at the end of another hooking section here. You can see there's my hook. I should have used a lighter when I cut this end. It's not really a safety thing or anything, it's just kind of annoying. There's plenty of tail, it's not a problem, but it is kind of getting in my way. Same thing here. But you can see I'm sitting on this hook here. There's my pieces. You can see I had another fun bendy pin to go through down there. And that's the route so far. And so we're getting there. One more move to another bolt, and there looks like another little section of maybe some gear in that crack. Another hook move into the bolt, and then some gear to the top. So far pretty good. Definitely going fairly slow. I've never used hooks before. All my previous aid climbs have just been clean aid, just on gear, so getting used to that. And but I'm starting to move faster as I get higher up the climb. I'm starting to get my systems dialed. Definitely a little bit clutchy sometimes, and I dropped a hook earlier, so I got to figure out sort of how to keep all that stuff attached to me if it does blow. The hook blew on me, luckily just as I was putting my foot into it, so I didn't actually fall, but as it blew, it popped out of the fifi hook and went down. So I got to kind of figure out how to keep that stuff attached to me, but all part of the learning process. So far this route's been really fun. Just the right level of spice with the bolt spacing and the bendy pins, although I don't think the bendy pins were part of the intended design. Okay, my first actual placed piece of the route. So that's exciting. I guess I should be... Alright, lesson learned. From now on I'll do this in portrait mode. First part of the video is already in vertical mode though, so I'll keep doing it this way, but in the future for the videos I'll do them in portrait mode. So some tips to get, well, not tips, some things for myself to learn to get better at. Generally just keeping things attached. So like whenever I'm putting the etch-rays onto the piece or taking the etch-rays off the piece, making sure that at no point in time are they actually just hanging, because if I'm 13-14 pitches up and I drop an etch-ray just because I was stupid and trying to just take it off a piece while holding my hand, that's going to feel pretty bad. So I definitely want to get better at making sure that keeping things attached throughout the whole transition. So place the piece, put the fifi hook on it, stand into it, clip into it, take it off, make sure there's no chance of anything dropping, and trying to make sure again if things blow they're actually attached to me somehow. So I still got them when I'm on the end of my rope. Yeah, aside from that, things are going well. Beautiful day out here though, gorgeous. Oh yeah, one other thing I've got to get better at is spotting my hook placements, because this hook placement right here, this bad hook. So I actually top stepped off that bolt straight to this gear placement, which wasn't too bad, but it was not an easy move. It would have been a lot easier to just hook that and go. So I got to keep an eye out for how to make things easier for myself. All right, so that was fun. So there's another fun, I don't think there's any learning opportunity out of it, but let me show you where I am. So I'm hanging on my gree-gree, and there's my last placement, and you can see up from that is a missing placement. I actually had one more cam up above that. When I placed it and stood up into it, the rock blew apart. So my cam along with a piece of rock came down with me. So that was fun. It was probably like a, I don't know, like a 25 foot fall, which is fun because I've never fallen rope soloing before. So nice to know, nice to give it a test. I was planning on, testing it on top rope or something with a top rope backup, but hey, it works, so that's good. A little more confidence in the system. First solo lead fall. Okay, I am now back to where I was when my piece blew, when I fell. It was right here actually. So you can see the rock, the fresh scar where the rock blew out on me. So that was fun. Unfortunately, I did not have this piece clipped, so the piece that caught me was that draw down there. Luckily it wasn't too far away for try number 2. All right, so I think I am finally through the hardest parts, and I think I'm getting towards the end here. See, I'm sitting on this piece, gotten past all that stuff there, and then it looks like fairly easy going to the anchors, which are just right there. And then I'll have done a good looking bat hooking. Next up is going to be, I think it's called Wings of Change or something along those lines, which is just to my right here, which will be maybe another day, but it's on the list. And I'm here, I'm at the anchor. So first aid solo complete, first time hooking complete, first time taking a solo lead fall complete. Wasn't necessarily part of the plan, but hey, what can you do? It's a good experience. See, the anchors are right here. I'm just hanging out on my final hook. One final fun hook move before the end here. Just hanging out, getting comfortable, getting to know them, getting to know my hooks. So that's a successful aid climb on a beautiful day.